Ed Weir, ready for some questions. I just recorded a quick little video I'll put up about since it's political season, all of the politicians talking about the solvency of Social Security and what they're going to do and all the rest of it. And so I figured I'd talk about that. So I'll post that video here in a little bit. All right, hey Pamela, thank you very much for joining. Kind of a member. Thank you very much. You made my day. Greg, when applying for SSDI, self-employment, waiting on a decision, and working, can you deduct business expenses? Yep, absolutely. So self-employment is net income. So yeah, basically, if your job is, carpenter, build stuff, you have to deduct the price of the lumber and all that kind of good stuff. Absolutely. So yep, your work truck or medical equipment to do. Yep. So absolutely. I heard yes and no to stay under SGA. No, it's yeah. One of the things they look at when you're self-employed, is that the thing about self-employment is sometimes you can work for years and not make a profit, or you can be a giant billion-dollar company and never make a profit, but all the CEOs make tens of millions of dollars and they never pay taxes. But that's I won't go off on that tangent. But anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of companies out there that the person is working 40, 60, 80 hours a week, and but just not making a profit. So you're saying, oh well, I'm under SGA. So that's why Social Security looks at other things as well. When you're self-employed, as you know, when you're self-employed, it's always hard to do anything. Set up banks and get loans and all that kind of stuff because you're self-employed. So the same type of situation for substantial gainful activity. They look at the hours you work and what type of work and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a roofer and you work 40 hours a week doing roofing, but you just bought a new forklift and stuff, so you're not making any profits this year, but you're still working. So that's why you get the I heard yes and no, Greg, is because yes and no. So again, so Social Security just wants to, because disability is, Social Security defines disability as the inability to work. So if you're working, even though you're not making any money, then you're not disabled. Hey, Sweet Bug, what's up? All right. So we got some people. Everybody press like, please. Today's little Q&A is going to be kind of short. I've only got 30 minutes, about 25 minutes now, so I'll hang out for 25 minutes, answer anybody's questions, and so let me know if you have any questions. Let's see here. All right. So hopefully I'm going to be working on that longer disability video today about all things disability and getting approved and CDRs and the other thousands of variables when it comes to for disability. So I'll be talking about that. I'm also again I'm a university professor too, so I've got 3 classes of midterms to grade. What do you say? What exactly is that? Yeah. So, all right. Normal. Hey, am I going to get approved for SSI with stage 3 COPD? I'm 59 years old. Yeah, that's it really depends on the level. Too many variables. I couldn't tell you, but from my personal experience, overseeing the adjudication of hundreds of thousands of disability claims, I've seen lots with COPD that have been approved, and I've seen others that it depends on the level. So it depends on the documentation you provide, what the medical records, that's how they make the decision, is based on the medical records. And if there's, insufficient evidence, then, they'll have to make the decision based on insufficient evidence. Or they might have you go to a CE, which is a consultative exam, to see basically a Social Security contracted doctor. So. I think you just spoke on self-employment. When a person paid 10 years and is now self-employed, not paying in, is that good to stop paying in Social Security? Well, I mean, that's what some people do, but I've always found that people that do that, 5, 10, 20 years ago, they kind of eventually regret it when they come up for retirement. And because again, retirement is, calculated over your high 35 years of earnings. And you get your 10 years in, and then you got 10 years, and then you got 25 years of zeros. And they come into Social Security, 62, 65 or whatever, and they say, $600, is that all I get? I says, well, yeah, unfortunately. That's all you paid into the system. So, good evening, Dr. Weir, thanks. Yeah, hey, good evening. How y'all doing? Everybody press the like button. That way we can get some more questions coming in here. Donna, how do you live on Social Security alone since prices on everything have gone up so high? Yeah. That's why I did that 4-part series. Actually, I'm putting together the 5th part of that series. So yeah, it's it's kind of a bad title. But in order to get stuff out there in YouTube, sometimes you have to, work the title a little bit. The title I gave those videos is How to Live on Social Security Alone. And as many people remarked, you can't. And I agree, yeah. But at the very least, I've got, 40 or close to 50. I'll have another 10 or so up here. At least, making an attempt to make your lives easier as best as I can. If they are paying to a 401k, I think that will help some, right? Oh yeah. I mean, if you're independently wealthy and you've got a whole bunch of money in your 401k, then yeah, I guess you don't need Social Security, right? Scott, I get $28.15 a month due to working last 38 years. 56-year-old now. Not enough due to today's economy on bills, rent, and medical insurance takes it all. How can I get extra income for food? Yeah, you're in the in that hole, unfortunately. Anything under $1,500-$1,600, you've got a lot of options out there in terms of getting Medicaid to help with your insurance, and food stamps, and rental assistance and all that kind of stuff. But if you're receiving $28.15, yeah, the governments consider you to have too much money. So there's not a whole lot out there, but there are, I'm sure you watch my 4 videos on how to live on Social Security alone. I'm sure there's something in there, free dental. I found a few more dental places, so I'm going to add that in part 5 of that series. So yeah, just watch through those and go through all of them. Ignore my big, long, boring introduction on the first video, but yeah, there it is. Hey, Brahman, hey, what's up? Welcome back. Please confirm you lose the option to receive SSDI if unemployed, not contributing for 5 years. Is SSI retirement the same, or are you good after obtaining for it? Yeah, so you're talking about the insured versus currently insured. So basically, to get disability, you have to be insured. That means you paid into Social Security for 10 years to get disability. But you also have to be currently insured. That means you had to have worked any 5 years, it doesn't have to be consecutive, 5 out of the last 10 years. So the idea is, if someone hasn't worked in 10 years and they come in and say, I can't work, and it's like, well, you haven't worked in 10 years, so we're going to deny you. But out of the last 10 years, if you worked 5 years, then you're currently insured and you can file for disability. Retirement doesn't have that at all. So once you're insured for Social Security, you're insured for retirement. And same thing with disability. You're insured, but you also need to be currently insured. When two people get together after fraud and they both get Social Security, will their income be cut because of that? No, not, you know, if both get SS, if they get SSI, which is the welfare-based program, you know, they do all kinds of calculations about household income and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of, you know, Social Security retirement or anything like that, no, absolutely not. Keep on keeping on. All right, what else is in the news here? So yeah, I'm doing a video on, I just did a video. I'll do my terrible editing as I always do. Yeah, so I'm just getting as much videos out there as possible. I'll work on being pretty later, as pretty as I can get. But anyway, yeah, talking about political motivations and saving Social Security. So my 2 cents. So please watch out for that video. I need to come up with something, some type of thumbnail, you know, the thing that you see on the video, something kind of so where people will click. So I might put a picture of, you know, Trump or Biden up there, and, you know, donkey and a elephant, you know, Republican and Democrat, and battle versus or something like that. I'm kicking around some ideas. So Social Security, Trump versus Biden, make them as samurai warriors or something. I don't know. I'll come up with something. It's one of my, yeah. Norma, while waiting for an approval, do you get the increase that's been given already? So are we talking about like a COLA increase? Yeah, that goes for everybody. Everybody gets a COLA increase, and that's automatic. You don't have to do anything. Sweet bug. Thank you for the information, Alex. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, everybody gets, you know, conceivably you can get 2 increases every year. You can get increase based on the COLA, and you can also get an increase based on your previous year's work. If it's one of your high 35 years of earnings, then Social Security kicks out the low one and recalculates. Donna, so if you retire at 62, how much money can you still make for income? This year is $22,320. So as long as you stay under the $22,320, then you are good. If you earn over that, Social Security holds back $1 for every $2 you go over. And then once you get your full retirement age, then then it changes to 59,000 and some change. And then once you get your full retirement age, you make $1 million a month. And then click on the thanks down there and buy me a beer. I'm putting together a Medicare and Social Security cheat sheet with all that information, the IRMA chart, and full retirement age by birth, earnings limits, deductions, and all that kind of different stuff. Does that amount go up every year? Yep, it sure does. Yep. Based on the Consumer Price Index, COLA adjustments, all of that goes up every year based on the geeks in Washington. They crunch all the numbers and they determine how much it's going to go up, and including the Part B premium and everything. It'd be nice if we got another 8% increase in COLA, but I don't think that's going to happen next year. We got a 3.2 this year. Normal, do you pay taxes on back payments? Yeah, I don't do taxes. Yeah, I'm not qualified to give tax advice. I hate paying taxes, so. But yeah, if it's money coming in, then, Social Security taxes, Social Security income is taxable. 85% of that is taxable. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll pay 85% tax rate. It's just 85% of Social Security benefits are taxable. So So it depends on all the other money you make, whether you're going to pay taxes on that. So make sure you talk to your tax person. How would a parent file if living with a child that supported them file is something happened to the child worker? So how would a parent file living with a child that supported them? Yeah, you just go into Social Security. Yeah, with those parents' benefits, you just go into Social Security and apply as a parent. You had to have been receiving half support and all that kind of good stuff. Like I said, I've overseen the adjudication of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of retirement and survivor and disability claims, but I've never seen a parent one. So I like to get one out there at least. Yeah. You mentioned retirement age. I thought retirement age was 62. Yep, it's the earliest you can retire is 62. If you're a survivor, the earliest you can retire is 60. But that's when you do 62, you're looking at about a 30% reduction in your benefits. The longer you wait, the more your monthly benefits go up until, for people nowadays, it's the full retirement age is 67. And hopefully Congress doesn't do anything stupid and raise it up to 68 or 69 or whatever the case may be. Drew, how does the family maximum work if one of the auxiliaries stops receiving benefits? Can the benefits for the remaining auxiliaries go up? Yes, absolutely. If if you've got it depends on, if it's an auxiliary, they receive, 50% of the benefit amount. But if they receive less than 50% because you've run up against the family max limit, then when one auxiliary goes off, then the other one is increased up to the 50% or 75% if it's a survivor benefits. So, yep, and that's automatic. Once one auxiliary child goes off, then the benefits go up on the other one. Again, up to whatever they're entitled to, 50%, 75%, whatever the case may be. What happens when Social Security doesn't have enough money? Thanks, bro, man, I appreciate it. Doesn't have enough money to pay full benefits, then something's got to get done. So I just did a video on that, talking about the future of Social Security in my estimation, and hopefully it's a little bit of a call to action. Yeah, thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. So yeah, watch out for that video. I tried to not get too political, and I just talk about politicians across the board because you'll see they're all the same. This is the best stuff on YouTube. Yeah, Rapture Lady. Thank you so much. I'm waiting on the county to put my stuff through Medicaid and for it to actually show up, and then I will call you. Perfect, awesome. Yeah, so once you get Medicare and Medicaid, a lot of people will realize they can't get both. I talk to people all the time. Yeah, I got Medicare, so I can't get Medicaid. No, you can have both. And then you can get a Medicare Advantage plan, the dual eligible plan, and then, hopefully get a whole bunch more benefits. Since I took my widow's benefit at 60, did that affect my FRA when I take my own at 67? No, if you're on widow's benefits and then you haven't touched your own, yeah, it'll continue. You will continue to increase all the way until you're 70 years old. You'll get delayed retirements after your full retirement age, 8% a year, and it'll just keep going up and up and up and up. Greg, are you for hire for a CDR? No, but I did one or two videos on the CDR, and like I said, I'm working on a disability video now that is going to include the CDR type information. So yeah, my number one suggestions for CDRs is don't sweat it. Just do your best, fill it out, make copies, return them, and then forget about it, because Social Security might not even do anything. So watch my video on that, and then like I said, I'm making another one here coming up. Pamela, I've heard that if I remarry, the biological reconnect. Okay, I've heard that if I remarried, the biological father of my child that I may collect on his Social Security. Okay, so if I remarry the biological father of the child, that I may collect on his social. Yes, the child can collect on, yeah, even if you're remarried, yeah, the biological child, if the father is collecting Social Security disability benefits or is passed or something, yeah, you can, the child can collect those benefits. So definitely call Social Security and tell them your situation, and if they see a claim in it, then they will schedule an appointment. So that's how it kind of goes, is you call them up and say, yeah, I'd like an appointment for, an auxiliary child claim, and they'll look at everything and see whether the father is actually receiving benefits or not, and then they'll say, oh, okay, yeah, he's receiving benefits, so all right, let's schedule an appointment, and then you do it to it. Is it best to apply for disability or Social Security in person, online, or on the phone? Um, um, it really depends. I kind of prefer um, online because you can take your time. If you schedule an appointment, then the Social Security employee usually has anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to do everything, and sometimes they get stressed, and they don't spend as much time as they probably should. So if you do it yourself online, then you can just spend all the time getting, just, grab yourself a cup of coffee, get all your medicine bottles, get all your medical records with all the doctors' names and, addresses and phone numbers, and, make all your little notes, and then go into the system and start the disability claim, and then type in what you want. So that way you've got, you're putting full information into the claim. And if you go to the office, then yeah, it's kind of stressful and intimidating and abbreviated, and so there's my 2 cents. Who's better for Social Security and Medicare, Trump or Biden? Yeah, I just did a video on that, and I'll publish that later, and that'll tell you. Not my child, but yourself. Yeah, yeah, I would definitely call, and if you're looking for an auxiliary child in care, then yeah, so I would definitely call them up and schedule an appointment, and they'll check out your particular situation, because there's work limitations involved, and there's the family max involved, and if there's even any benefits left over, and there's a bunch of variables. So for an auxiliary child in care, you may not even get anything. If you get something, all the other kids are reduced, so sometimes it's not even good to get anything. Does it matter if my surgery was done 5 years ago or so? I guess we're talking about disability, Frederick. Um, yeah, I mean, if we're talking about disability, then yeah, if you're unable to work because of something that happened, a traumatic event, a surgery or accident or something like that, then yeah, no, it's again, you have to do the currently insured thing. So you had to work 5 out of the last 10 years, any of the 5 out of the last 10 years. All right, how we got here for time? All right, I'm going to cut today's a little bit short. Seems like I'm doing these every day. I'm on a roll. I think I've done like 7 or 10 days in a row, so that's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate y'all joining. Here we go. Let me give one more. Norma, if you move from the state you got approved into another state, will that change your disability amount? Nope, not one bit. Unless you're on SSI. Some states give a little bit extra supplement to people on SSI, but if you're on SSDI, then nope, doesn't make a difference. I would definitely notify Social Security. And if you're on Medicare, just A and B, then it won't matter. But if you're on, a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement or a prescription drug plan, then yes, you will need to change your plan. So call up my Medicare broker team, and they can check in your area what's available and give you your best options if you did in fact move. The phone number is in the description. If they don't pick up, just leave a message and they'll call you back. I can beer. Thank you. All right. We'll catch you all next time. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.